Hi guys, it's Kelly and I'm back with another video. I know this is a quick turnaround, but the next Simon Says Stamp set has dropped, and this one is the WPlus9 collaboration. So this is Saying Hi. It is a stamp layering set. It's got some florals and some birds, some leaves. It's super cute. We're going to do very simple stamping. I don't tend to gravitate toward, I guess, layered stamps because I do enjoy the coloring so much, but that doesn't mean that I haven't found a way to make them work for me, because sometimes I just really love the images. So I'm starting, here's the game plan. I'm going to try to tell you this very quickly because it's not a long video. So I started with the sentiment in the center because I knew I wanted to accent the sentiment. I wanted that to kind of be the take center stage, if you will. And then I'm going to stamp the elements around it. Each one has two colors, and I'm going to stamp the lightest layer first and then the darker layer on top of that. I am doing all of the stamping in my Misty because it's easier. I'm going to be straight up with you. It's easier. If I think of anything of note as we go, I will let you know, but I am going to, instead of talking to you about this card, now straight up, there are some people who don't come here for the stories. I know that this is shocking news, but every once in a while I will get a comment about how I don't talk about the things that are going on in the video. And I do try to strike a balance between the two, and sometimes it's just not possible. So I'm going to tell you straight up, this one is mostly story. If you're not into that, like, mute it or Google another video on stamp layering, because this ain't the one for you. This is story time here at Kelly's Critter Cottage. It's actually not about critters this time. I'm going to tell you a story about what happened when I was on vacation with my girlfriends, when I took the girl trip. So a lot of you had commented that I didn't finish telling all of the stories, and you were correct. I got to keep some things in reserve, guys. I can't just tell you all the stories all the time. Plus, weird things happen to me, and like, I'm just living my life, and then weird things happen, and then I have to talk about those. So anywho, we went out to dinner. There were 4 of us at the beginning. One of the girls was actually starting a new job, so she was out, and then there were 3 of us left. And so we went to dinner, and while we were at dinner, we were talking about people's names. And so my 2 girlfriends actually have the same middle name, and so we were talking about that, and one of them says, we should get bar names for tonight. And I was like, girl, I ain't never had a bar name in my life. Like, that is just not me. And so the waiter comes over, and my girlfriend says to him, we need bar names. Can you help us? And he was like, yeah, I can help you. Let me think about it. And so he comes back. And so he looks at girlfriend number 1, and he says, so we were talking about what your bar name should be, and you 3 seem like really like independent, strong women, and so these are the names I came up with. And he looks at girlfriend number 1, and he, oh wait, what was it? What did he call her? Oh, Cleopatra. That's what it was, Cleopatra. Then girlfriend number 2, he tells her Joan of Arc. And then he looks at me and he's like, Aphrodite. This is no joke, guys. I could not even make this stuff up. So we're like laughing or whatever. And girlfriend number 2 is like, Joan of Arc? Like, really, Joan of Arc? And I was like, she led a nation. It's 17. Like, don't be offended by that. That's super flattering. And so then we start talking about other people's names, like, you know, Betty Page and things like that, blah, 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 blah. And so we leave, and we're walking around, and I like, straight up, I'm going to tell you, I have never been hit on as much in my life as I was on this trip. I don't know if it was like Florida or there was something in the water. I'm not really sure. Like, it was getting so bad. At one point, girlfriend number 2 looks at girlfriend number 1 and says, are we like the hottest thing walking down the street right now? What is happening? Like, it was that bad. So we get to this bar. It was super cute. It was like a little backyard scene. And it was like on the deck, and there was all these lights, and it just totally drew you in. And so we're like, okay, we're going to go in there and get a drink. Now, I'm a lightweight. We've had this discussion. I don't really drink. And I have had, no, what did I have? I did have a beverage. I had a beverage at the first one. So I'm like, I'm straight. Like, I'm good to go. So girlfriend number 1 and girlfriend number 2 are deciding what their drink orders are. Girlfriend number 2 decides she's going to go to the bar. Now, before I tell this story, I want you to understand that I'm in no way being judgmental. I think that everybody, no matter what your thing is, everybody should do their thing that makes them happy. It was just comical the way that this played out. So anyway, girlfriend number 2 goes to the bar. While we are sitting at the table, these 2 gentlemen walk in, and they are dressed, I'm not, from head to toe as pirates. They are pirates. They're pirates. Like, full pirates. And they walk over to the bar where girlfriend number 2 is. And girlfriend number 1 and I are talking, and I was like, dude, why are they dressed like pirates? And she was like, oh, like there's a lot of like ghost tours in this area and things like that. So they probably just got off work and are just stopping to get a beer. And I was like, oh, that makes total sense. Like, I wouldn't change my clothes either if I worked in this area. Like, I'd just go out. And so girlfriend number 2 at the bar, like, we look over and she's like making eyes at us, but we don't understand what's happening. And the pirates are standing right next to her. So she comes back to the table, and girlfriend number 1 had ordered a drink, which was Red Bull and vodka. And she comes back with like a shot of Red Bull and a shot of vodka. Now, I don't drink, but even I know that ain't right. And she's like, but it's supposed to be one drink. And she was like, I don't know. I didn't know what I was ordering. Like, this is what they gave me. And so myself and girlfriend number 1 are like, it's fine. We'll just go to the bar and get like a glass with some ice in it, and it'll be fine. So as we're making our way over there, the pirates are coming at us, and like they're talking pirate, like, hey lassies, like we were just coming over to join ya. And I am all about this, because when else are you going to get to hang out with like 2 dudes who are totally dressed like pirates? Side note about this card. I didn't like how the layers were laying, so I stamped the darker color again. You can totally do that. Anywho. So the pirate, and we're like, I'm totally all about this. I'm like, yeah, dude, we're just getting drinks and then going back to the table. Like, head on over, meet you there. Because I am all about having a good time on this trip. So we go to the bar, we get the glass with the ice or whatever, and we head back over, and they're like full pirate mode, guys. Like, it's 1846 and they're just talking. They have like the full, I don't even know what this was called. He had to educate me. A scabbard, like where you sheath your sword. This other guy is carrying around like his own beer stein. Like, they were fully committed. And so the one comes and sits next to me, and he was like, I'm going to break character here for a second. Hi, my name's Tim. I don't miss a beat because, okay, so now they've named me Aphrodite, right? We've decided that the cool version of that is going to be D. I shake this dude's hand for the first time in my life. I use a straight up bar name. Hi, I'm D. Nice to meet you. He says to girlfriend number 1, what's your name? She gets this blank look on her face, and she looks at girlfriend number 2 and she's like, what was it? Oh, Betty. I'm Betty. Nice to meet you. Like, just no shame whatsoever that she can't remember what her fake bar name is. Anyway, so we're like sitting there chatting, blah, 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 blah. And then pirate number 2 starts talking about his girlfriend, Marta, who he left back. She didn't want to come to Florida because the potatoes didn't grow as well here. So she wanted to stay where she was. And, like, he was having a hard time with that, but it was okay because, he was in a good place now. And because at the end of the relationship, she had some issues with some things. And so it was just like the most bizarre interaction that I had. And so at one point, girlfriend number 1 asked them, like, what company are you working for? And they were like, we don't work for a company. And she was like, but no, like the pirate, like, what company are you working for? And they're like, oh no, we just do this for fun on the side. Like, they weren't even working, like they genuinely dress up as pirates. We saw them 3 more times on the trip, like, and each time they were wearing the same outfit. So they were genuine. They genuinely dressed up as pirates every time. So that was a very fun interaction for that night. And then that finishes up the card, which I told you nothing about. I hope you're paying attention. This is a Stamptember set, so once it is gone, it's gone. So I would encourage you to head over to the store if you're interested in picking it up, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Bye.